Hold on. There we go.
Got one job.
I know.
One job.
Sorry. Gotta work on it. I just text you.
You did?
Yeah. Hello, Jeremy.
What's going on, Michael?
God, I think I dig it, man.
Oh yeah.
I dig it.
Oh yeah.
Totally digging it.
Future's bright. All is well. What can
Give
I
some
say?
introductions. I'm going to text you some pictures, bro, so you can
Text me the pictures. Text me
can
the
do your
pictures,
math.
guys. We got a good one. We got a good one here for you tonight. Let's see who's on. Bobby Linden, my guy. What is up? What's up, Ryan, Griffin, Brandon? Good afternoon. Good evening. Good morning. Elijah, Scott Terry, Mason, what's up? Chris, what's up? Juan, what's up? Eric, what's up? Hey, Charles, you know how cool I am, baby. I'm ice cold. That's how cool I am. Sorry, Mr. Call today, Charlie. Been at the old El Hospital, and it's been busy. Yeah, right here's a real superstar. What's up, Dean Dirt? My man. Prestige, what's going on? Mike, how's it going, man? We're doing well. How about you, sir? Let us know. Let us know. My friend, John Shoemaker. So glad to have you in the house tonight, John. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Cody Smith, what is going on? Yes, Cincinnati.
Woo.
Guys, while I ran through that, Mike sent me some pictures here, and I'm going to go ahead and share this out in the Facebook world while Mike, who has the gift of gab.
Well, what I don't have is the gift of technology, and that's why I have sent pictures to Jeremy so that Jeremy can use his gift, which is far more intellectual than mine is as it pertains to just about everything, especially technology. We both literally just jumped in here. We've had very little discussion about tonight. I just came from Bible study, and I think he just came from a massage parlor or something. I don't know where he came from. Looking at those glasses, he's ashamed of it. Wherever he came from.
I come from Keith Pickens' house.
Oh God, they ain't no telling what happened there. But yeah, literally just got in here, and we're going to get going here in just a moment. Good to see everybody. Tonight we have a great discussion tonight, and we're definitely going to take questions the best that we can. But we did something last week that so many people really enjoyed. We had one of the better episodes last week, I believe, as we took one of Jeremy's washes and we quizzed him on it.
We did too.
Yeah, two of them. That's right. We did two washes. Yeah. We guessed the price. We kind of, what would we charge for said wash? And then towards the end, Jeremy told us how much that he charged for that wash and the details of it. Now, if you are an exclusively Fresh member in the Fresh Besties or the Fresh Family tier, then very soon you're going to get all the golden nuggets as we will break this down to the nitty and the gritty, as we enjoy doing. So many people enjoy doing that. So I'll let you know. Just be looking in your inbox one probably Saturday morning or something, and we'll have that long form video. Good to see everyone.
Someone said my video feed is as choppy as Iron Chef.
I don't know, Jeremy. That's a good look for you, bro. You look like I don't know, man. You look like a NASCAR driver or something. I don't know. I'm digging it. Totally digging it. Come here, Melissa.
Well,
look at Jeremy. It looks good, don't it? Mm-hmm. Handsome dude.
As my friend Van Sage says, I'm wearing the hater blockers.
I love it, Van.
This is Van. I call this the $99 blockers.
I love it. That's awesome.
I'm just joking.
That's awesome.
Uh,
Happy hour with Keith, no doubt. Well, we did. I had a good wash day. I only washed 2 today, and I had pastors meeting at 1 o'clock every Wednesday, and so it was a short day for me. And then Bible study tonight. John Shoemaker, we're doing great. Mike, how's it going, man? It's going good, buddy. We're glad that you're here. So you see this house behind me. So this was the one that I was telling you about last week, and the weather held out. So I had to delay this job twice. I had to postpone it twice. And Jeremy's going to throw up some pictures here in just a little bit, but I'm going to ask you, what would you charge for this wash? It was a complete property wash. The video was uploaded last night on my channel, so you can go back and watch that. It's only about 11 minutes or something like that. It took me 6.5 hours. That included lunch, 30 minutes. Also, I had a lot of video footage crunched down to the 11-minute form that you got to see on YouTube. And then also I had a helper with the windows who did the window cleaning. And he and I sit around. We talked about the Bible. He's a good Christian fellow. So I'm going to say if I had no distractions and I were just working, probably around the 5 to 5.5 hour mark is what it took for me this wash. So there's one little nugget. You'd be thinking about that. So it's what I'm doing here tonight, guys, is and we'll be doing this a lot lately. I just love the format. I think it's going to work. I'm going to be giving you not hints, but I'm going to be giving you just criteria, the pedigree of this job. I'm just going to kind of go through it and tell you what all that I did. Again, Jeremy will be throwing up some pictures here in a little bit.
as soon as they come through, I promise.
Have they not come through yet?
No, they're on your end. I'm trying to get them up here.
I see. Okay, that's okay. And then so then you get to guess. Not necessarily guess what I charged, but you get to decide how much you would charge. And of course, in the comment section, I'll do my best to answer any questions that you have. I like that one. Elijah Daniel says, Mike washed residential in 3 states lately. Can anybody else say that? Yeah, I'm taking the world tour. Good to see you, Ron Massey. Good to see everybody. You may also have pressure washing or life-related questions, and Jeremy and I will do our best to answer those questions for you. Square footage of the house. I don't know, bro. I'm gonna have to look that up. I'll do it super, super quick. I can do it while talking at the same time, so that's all good.
That's an excellent question.
That is a very good question. I'm going to measure it right now. It's a 2-story, obviously. Plus, there was an in-laws quarters or a guest house that was quite large. Let me go in here and measure this super quick because I don't have that in my notes. I could just give you guys the address and you can go measure it. Nah, I won't do that. I won't do that for the customer's sake. Now we're counting the garage, of course.
I feel like you sent me a slideshow.
I think there were 5 or 6 coming through there. Sorry about that, bro.
9. Who's counting though?
Did I really send that many?
Yeah, you sent me your social security card too.
I just I measured the roof line, and it comes up to 2,500 square feet. That's the roof line. Of course, they've got a basement. And then I will measure the guest house as well.
So you're saying the footprint is
right, just
25.
the footprint.
Yeah,
because it was a complete roof wash as well.
Yeah. So roof house driveway,
Yep.
patio, deck, guest house,
Guest
guest
house.
roof.
Guest house, guest roof. The guest house is 1,600 square feet.
So a total property cleaning.
Oh yeah, it's complete property wash, and as he said, the pool with that slate, easy wash. I also wash, believe it or not, guys, I wash the pool cover. He always has me wash the pool cover. So by the way, and this is a nugget that you should know. I do this every year. Now I don't do the roof every year. I've done portions of the roof, but I do the house and everything minus the roof every year. So this is all clean. And I've never done the driveway before, I don't think. So the driveway was a new wash for me. So that's a nugget for you to chew on, because everything, the house, there was nothing to wash, though I did wash it. Nothing to wash on the guest house, though I did wash it. I wash the deck every year, which is a composite deck. The patio area, I washed the furniture, which I did not charge him for, and a couple of stones out back. A few things that I did not charge him for. So there we have the house itself. You can see it. And by the way, would you have to show up? I did not show up ever, even the first time. I did everything over the phone. Patrick, you hadn't missed a lot. Right now, what we're doing is we are looking at some pictures and we are giving a price for what we would charge for this. Obviously, there's my truck. I washed this yesterday. If you saw the video, then you'd see that. The image makes the driveway look a lot bigger than what it is, but I can measure that for you real quick as well. Let me do that.
I'm going to say that's 16 foot wide. And that's probably, it's got to be at least.
That is not 16 foot wide, by the way.
You don't think so? What was that, 7 foot apiece, 14 foot then?
It might be
12.
It might be 2. It might be 6. It's definitely more than 16 at the very top.
Well, I was just thinking it's 2 cars wide. I was just assuming
that's true.
8 foot each. Could be 10. Could be. It's hard to tell, those slabs.
I've got the driveway at 3,400, so 3,400 square feet of concrete.
I feel like I need notes, man. I need to get a pen.
And by the way, that was an easy driveway. Everything slopes. Of course, there was rinsing, but not a whole lot.
All right, hang on. Let me make a note here. So the driveway's 3,000. House is, you said 2,500, right?
2,500. The driveway's 3,400. I said.
Oh, okay, 3,400.
And what did we say? 1,600 for the in-laws' quarters, guest house.
Yeah. All right, I'll pull some more of those up here.
Chris has a great question. Did you worry about the umbrella near the pool with the SH bleach? No, it was all vinyl.
Okay, definitely gets a lot wider, doesn't it? Yes, sir.
It gets a lot wider up there. Beautiful home.
It's immaculate.
I had to get down 2 or 3 birds' nests from that breezeway right there. And little banners.
And all this patio as well, right? Pool area.
Yep.
Now that's not factored in your concrete, though, is it?
That's not factored into the concrete price.
Okay.
So I just pre-treated it real quick as I went. As I was before I washed the roof, and then I come back and I did everything streamlined. So I didn't wash the roof, then wash the house, then wash the concrete. I did everything as I was getting to it.
Okay.
Besides water, zero property protection. I didn't I didn't tape any outlets or anything.
Beast. Dancing with the devil, son.
Uh-huh. Beautiful area.
Yeah, very beautiful. Very beautiful. Let's
This
see
gentleman
here.
owns a large construction company in our area. I was able to see the roof there in the middle of the picture. If you'll go
Oops.
back, that's okay.
Yeah, try to.
So I was able to get that section of roof plus the dormer from the ground, and I could stand on the steps over here and get the top of the dormer. It doesn't look like it's a weird angle, but I could get it, and I could also get the bump out, the kitchen bump out right there. I could get that from the ladder on the right hand side. So I had a ladder on the deck, and I could get that bump out roof from that ladder. Composite deck. It was a simple. I did not use surface cleaner or a wand on that. I just pre-treated it with roof mix as I was washing the roof. And then when I got down from that, I rinsed it and it looked like a brand new one. I had to do the railing and everything as well.
That's trick stick, you said?
Trex, yes, composite decking.
Okay.
And
Did you
notice
do the pavers too?
did the pavers as well, but I did not use a surface cleaner. I only prepped it, pre-treated it, rinsed it, post-treated it, left it, and it came out looking like brand new. And then this stone area on the left-hand side, which we're going to call the patio, I did use the surface cleaner on that.
Okay. I see. I feel like I got another picture here too. Maybe this is a better view. Maybe.
There you go. There you go.
Okay.
All right. Juan says 2,800. Tugboat Trader says 3,200. Scott Terry says $2,000. How much are you guys charging? Don't guess my price. Tell me what you guys would charge.
Whoop. All right. Let's see here. I'm curious.
Thank you, Brian.
All right, now, hey, are we figuring in the window cleaning or just what you did?
And that was professional window cleaning. I hired Brian Lucas from Hamilton Wash Pros. He's one of my buddies, and he's done quite a bit of window cleaning for me. He's got two or three more jobs for me where he'll be joining me. In fact, Friday he'll be doing a large window washing for me. So factor that into the equation. Exterior windows only, and that's just on the house, not the guest house.
Gotcha.
Bright Power Wash says he would charge $3,500, and he says you gave him a discount probably at $29.95. All right, Chris Carter says $4,000 or $38.75. Excuse me. Yeah. Keith says, I love projects like these. They test your skills and help you to learn. Small details really matter for efficiency. It's true. And one of the biggest things when you're washing a home or a project like this is be fluid. Think your steps, think 2 and 3 steps. As I said earlier, you'll see the roof there. Before I wash the roof, I went ahead and pre-treated the concrete. Why not just let that be dwelling while we wash the roof, you see? Especially these chairs were terrible. I did all the furniture at no additional cost, by the way. I just did that because it was in the way. If it's in the way, I'll wash it. You all bring your laundry out, I'll wash it. Mike, did you spray the tops of those 2 dormers by the pool? Yeah, they got it. They got it, but it was light. I didn't climb up there or anything. And it's this side in particular was not very dirty. The other side was quite dirty, and there are no dormers on the other side.
Did you surface clean the pool area or soft wash?
I did. I surface cleaned all the pool area. And by the way, I could get all of that roof that you're seeing there from the ground. I like that, Cody. Cody says, if you got a job for this, I think he meant if I got a job, I'm phoning a friend and letting them bid, and then I'll tag along. That's called wisdom. Dwayne Smithers says $3,800. Chris Carter says, I wouldn't quote it right now. Not enough batteries for my 12-volt system. Love it, Chris. You need a cheap. Oh, by the way, I should mention this. And it's not a plug in the least, but I think it factors into the equation. I never used my pressure washer except for surface cleaning. I used a cheap shot for every single thing. So all the pre-treating of concrete and the decking that you see there, obviously the house wash, the roof wash, I did everything with the cheap shot. And I don't think it took me any longer to do that. Maybe it did, but I don't know. It wasn't the fact the house was not dirty at all. The gutters weren't dirty. Nothing was dirty. I do this wash every year. So Chris Jones says 3,600. Ryan Hostchesler says 33 to 3,500 with window cleaning. Sean said it's a lot to price. It was a lot to price. Hey, Fresh, how's it going, man? How you doing, bro? Levi says, you've been one of my more inspiring YouTube friends. Thank you. Thanks for all you do. I appreciate you, brother. I priced all of this over the phone. Now, keep in mind, this is all priced over email. However, I've been there multiple times. I've washed everything besides the roof on this, and I don't think I've ever washed the driveway. I may be wrong about that. And feel free to ask questions. So once again, here's the camera angle makes that driveway look huge. It just really wasn't that. It was so easy to clean.
That's a big driveway. No way around it.
It's a big driveway, but it's a clear pathway. You know what I'm saying? There's no obstacles. No chance of my hose getting hung up on anything. I just parked my truck on. Oh, by the way, I parked my truck there on the side. You can see where the hoses are. That's where my truck is. And I just drove down every 100 feet. So, I had to move the truck twice. And that way I could get more power with my 31-inch Mini Mondo. So I cleaned everything, and also the front walkway and the porch area. Cleaned everything with the 31-inch Mini Mondo. Well, I can throw you some more pics up here. Skyrise says, I'm taking a stab in the dark because I missed all the variables, but seeing the pics, I'm going to go 32.5.
I got my number.
Do you?
Yeah, I broke it down, each thing.
Oh, nice. Well, I'm anxious to hear it here in a little bit. Here's another picture of the driveway. See how tall I am in that picture? Isn't that amazing? You can't see it, but not the house to the right, but one more down I'll be washing next week.
You know what messes with me on this is it being a repeat.
That's right. That's exactly right. Because nothing was terribly dirty besides the driveway.
Yeah.
And the roof. The roof was dirty, but
yeah. This is a good one. This is a good one.
I think it's important that you hear all those nuggets, because doesn't that change the price a little bit? Or couldn't it potentially change the price if I come to think of it, I think I soft washed this, both the deck and the patio and the pavers. I did not use a surface cleaner on this area. And it came out spotless.
Yeah, this is a fun one. I like these. These are my kind of jobs.
Yes, sir. 6.5 hours again. I took a 30-minute break. Let's let's see. Brian showed up. We talked scriptures for a little bit. Showed him around the property a little bit. How long does that take? Plus all the videoing. There's lots of videoing I did. So, I seriously think it can be done in 5 hours.
I'm sure. Let's see here. All right, guys, throw some numbers out there. Let's see.
Patrick says, as a repeat, not very dirty, I would drop it 10%. Okay.
I'm not going to price it as a repeat.
One says 2,600. Well, apparently you didn't watch the video there, Sean. That kind of puts me into a state of depression, pal.
He'll cry. He'll call me later and cry about it.
Yeah. Guns like that, baby. Look at that. Boom.
That's from packing that DN10 bomb out around, Sean.
That's right. Oh, I gotta tell you, man, the remote system on the cheap shot, that saved me. I mean, if you think about it, had I had to go back to the machine every single time to make sure that pump is cool by turning on the water, you really don't want to let a gas roof pump run more than 5 minutes. Any kind of gas roof pump, you really don't. Certainly not more than 7 minutes. And so if you don't have a remote system, that means on this particular job, you're going to have to go back because there's a lot of ladder placements. I'm looking at, I'm going to throw up a picture here. There's 1, 2, 3 ladder placements on the front and 2 on the back, plus 1 on the back side of the in-laws' quarters.
You mean you didn't walk that roof like Gerald Vess?
Let me tell you, bro, that sucker was steep.
Yeah, it's steep.
That was a steep.
And it's tall. Yeah. That don't help.
I really do encourage you to go back and watch that video so that you can see the full scope of what we did with this one. So Action says, we charged $4,500 for a very similar project last year, size and scope, without window cleaning. Good for you. This was our initial cleaning. It was a beast. We also did gutter guards for $2,500. So let me ask you, Action. So you got $5,000 on that. And if you do it the next year, obviously you wouldn't have to do everything. But we're talking about repeat on the house and the pool area and the in-laws' quarters. Good for you, Barry. Barry Little says this year has been absolutely amazing. It's just barely spring, and it's great. God is good all the time. Consistency is the key. You said that right, my brother. Absolutely. Yes, we thank the Lord for you, brother.
Yeah.
Praise the Lord for you.
Yes, sir. Let's see here. So, Mike, you did this entire job with a $189 machine from Harbor Freight.
Yeah, you just let the cat out of the bag on that one, didn't you? Yeah, everybody knows that already. You got that right. Yeah. Yep.
But I'm thinking, did at any point in time I know you said you took a 30-minute break. Did you have to cut the engine off? Did you let it rest other than when you were surface cleaning?
No, it never did. Other than it ran out of gas twice. But now the first time I didn't have a lot of gas in it.
Well, how dare it run out of gas?
It only has like a quarter of a gallon of gas tank. It's small gas tank.
Ultra efficient then, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean, it just did, and I appreciate you bringing that up. It just did.
Well, I
Keith,
mean, your
the
fuel
10
consumption's
GPM.
low.
Say that again?
I'm just saying, your fuel consumption's low, keeping your costs down. Helping keep the costs down on one aspect of it. I mean, this is a big property to do with such a small machine.
And again, Keith, I used the 10 GPM machine with the 31-inch Mini Mondo.
Guys,
37.5 plus windows. Final answer.
by the way, Mike says if anyone, what is it on the prices right? If anyone gets within $1 or $10, what is it again?
No, if you
okay,
guess,
Mike said if anyone gets the dollar amount exactly to the T, he's going to get a cheap shot tattoo.
you win both showcases. Showcase showdown.
That's it. I'm telling you.
Love it.
Actually, yeah. I'm excited to say I'm looking at these numbers coming in. Yeah.
So listen to this. I
Yeah.
just got a text. I just got a text. Should we take the time and answer this text? Hello,
Ooh.
I'm Anthony Smith. I'd like to know if you're available for pressure washing service.
I'm never available.
Anthony Smith.
I'm never available. Here's a good question from our good old buddy Elijah over in Somerset. Do you guys lower the price after the first year for your repeats? Here's what I like to do is I don't necessarily like to lower the price. I like to ask them if they want to lock in their price on annual house washing. Okay, so let me rephrase that. I don't say, do you want to lock your price in? All I say is we wash the house, we do it, they love it, it looks great. They pay me. Then I say, hey, we have a lot of people signing up for our annual wash. Do you want to go ahead and get on the schedule for next year?
Nice.
And okay, so a lot of them they'll say either going to say yes or no, or what does that look like? And if they say yes, I leave it at yes. And if they say well, is there, does it lock the price in? Does you get a discount? And then sometimes I'm like, yeah, we'll knock $75 off or $50 off or whatever it is. If it makes sense, it's still got to be our minimum price. But there's nothing like going back and cleaning a clean house next year. How dirty is it going to be?
Right.
But I don't like to lead in to selling an annual wash with giving them a discount. I don't lead it that way. I just ask them if they want to sign up on an annual wash.
So I'll answer the question as well, and then we'll get to the Josh Cagle's question. I don't give I do not give a discount. Now, what I do, in fact, is I raise the price 10% for every year that they have not washed. Now, if it's the next year, I might not go up. It depends upon our economy, quite honestly. But the national average for cost of living increase is 8% historically. It's higher than that now, but historically 8%. So if you're not giving an 8% increase the next year, then you're actually giving yourself a demotion. So I increase it 10% for every year. So if it's been 5 years, it's going to be 50% more. You understand what I'm saying? So if it were $200, it 50% more. So it's going to be $300.
So let's say a cookie cutter house.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say a cookie cutter 2-story vinyl siding house. Let's just call it 1,800 square feet. I don't know, whatever. Okay. Let's just call it $400 on the spot. Sure. For simple math. So you're saying if if Shirley gets her house washed for $400, she calls you back in 5 years to wash it again. Now her house wash is going to be $600.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. But that's cost of living. Now you're talking about a 5-year difference. Would I then give her a discount because she's a repeat customer? I might. And then also by then I'm hoping to wash the driveway too. You
Sure.
want to upsell if you possibly can. Now, there's another line of thinking. Let me answer this question real quick. Has anyone washed TimberTech deck? I've never heard of that brand. He says, you wash it the same way as composite decking? I'm not sure. I don't know the answer to that. Maybe someone in the comment section can help to answer this question.
I don't even know what that is.
I'm not sure what that is either. There's another line of thinking when it comes to repeats, especially if it's annually, and it's that you're getting better and your equipment's probably getting better, and it doesn't require as much bleach. It doesn't require as much time. So therefore we can deduct from the cost. We can actually reduce the price. I never pick on people's business model. I know one particular individual that we all know and love who actually holds to that business model, and I celebrate that with him. I just never go back.
You just crack a cold one open, son?
No, Melissa. Jeremy said, "Did you just crack a cold one open?" No, that's my wife.
Yeah, I bet it was.
I promise, dude.
Straight from Small
It's Wednesday night. That's the second Lord's night. That's Wednesday's the second Lord's day. I don't. She's 3 shades of the wind back here.
You knocking one back on God's time now, son.
I'm not the one wearing sunglasses. All right. Yes, Jeremy. If they got it clean this year, they're going to need it clean next year. If not everything, at least the house and driveway definitely keep it on an annual rotation. Says Barry Little.
Yeah.
Elijah says, same for me. He said, I'll leave the price alone if it's year after year. Surprised how many people are factoring repeat into their bids.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. Yeah. I mean, I just feel like, again, just keep in mind that, cost of living goes up. And so if you have the conversation with them, how about this? Whatever conversation you have with your homeowner makes sense to them because you are the professional.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Keep that in mind.
Yep.
They don't get to determine the price. Now they do get to determine value. If they don't want it, then you can charge all you want to. If they don't want your service or they don't have the money or whatever, then you can say you're this valuable, but they get to determine that ultimately. But the process is going to be pretty much the same. All right, Evan. Man, you gotta send some pics on that. Or some video.
Oops. I've clicked the wrong thing.
Oh, here's a great question. Elijah says, anyone that does remote quotes can't possibly be figuring in how dirty it is in their pricing. You are 100% correct. So let me ask you, does the price go up based upon how dirty that it is? Now, something that you can factor in or consider into your own thinking is the neighborhood itself. Okay. If you can see it and you can see the neighborhood, you can kind of get an idea. I'm sad to say that, how well people take care of their properties. And there are anomalies. Certainly there are some really cruddy houses in some super nice neighborhoods. There are people who are just filthy. I do almost all remote, but you're not wrong about that. I just know this, Evan or Elijah. Hear me out when I say this, Elijah. I want to ask Elijah a question. Now, I'm not trying to persuade you in any direction. I'm just asking the question. If I could convince you that you could get just as much remotely as opposed to in-person estimates, and that includes upselling, if I could convince you, would you still want to do in-person estimates? And be honest. And I'm going to ask the question again. If I could convince you 100% that you could get just as much money and upsell just as much by doing remote as you can in person, would you still want to do in person? Now, the reason I ask that is because if your answer is no, I think I just assume do remote. I don't want to do in-person. Well, that tells me you don't really want to do in-person estimates. So now what you have to ask yourself is, okay, if time is money, and that's a golden rule in our industry and just about any industry, if time is money, what's it worth? If you're talking about, okay, I might have to use a little bit more SH on this end. I might have to use a little bit more SH on that end. But if you're talking gas getting there, time getting there, spending time with the customer, and getting pretty much the same price, kind of balance that out and ask, if time is money, am I really saving that much, or am I actually getting that much more money by doing in person? It's just food for thought. Something to lay down tonight and sleep on.
I don't factor that in when I'm washing a house. How dirty it is. I don't. I've never really done that. I just assumed the house is dirty, and that I'm going to clean it.
Yeah.
So that's just how I've always done it.
So let's say you show up. I see Danny Salyer says, I say yes. Let's say you show up and man, the back of the house is dirtier than what you thought it would be. Okay. It happens. Now ask yourself, how much time is it going to take to wash a dirty side rather than a clean side? How much longer? When you count, let's just say on average 20 minutes to go to the house, then talking to the customer, if that's an option. Sometimes it's not an option. And then a second trip back to wash, and time is money. Does it take now 40 minutes extra to wash? And did you really factor in SH into the price of the house wash to begin with? Do we really factor in SH into the price of the house wash? Maybe on a roof.
Yeah, on a roof. I never factor in the cost of SH on a house wash.
I love this guy. I love you too, buddy.
I just don't do that. I don't know. I don't think about it. I personally don't think if it's a vinyl siding house, it ain't going to take you 10 more minutes to make another pass on that if you've got to downstream it twice or even a third time. It don't take that much longer.
Lynchburg Pro Wash wants to validate what you just said. He says, if your quote is so tight that you lose profit due to how dirty it is, you might want to relook at your pricing strategy. That's well said.
Yes, sir. It's a well-spoken man right there.
Oh, isn't he? Isn't he?
Yeah. Can't wait to see his mug back in January.
I'll tell you where an in-person quote would be best, and if we're talking about how dirty that it is if you are tight on your schedule, then you get there and you're like, dang it, man, they got all this furniture I need to move. I didn't factor that in. It's dirtier than what I thought. The lady talking too much. I mean, there's several things that you could potentially, in as it pertains to time, where it's more beneficial, I think, to do in-person estimates.
Sure.
All right, it's 45 minutes in.
I'm so far back on the comments. Guys, if you're finding value in what we're talking about tonight, go ahead and hit the thumbs up or heart button. We'd appreciate that, guys. Share it out.
Silly Penguin says, if your prices are high enough, a house that is a little dirtier is not going to break the bank, because that is 1 in every 10 houses. Well, that's a really good point.
Yep.
Well, what's a little extra SH on that one job? Very good point to be made.
Yep. I like that.
Like Trevino says, just turn the cheap shot up to 6.
Send it, son.
Send it, baby.
Send it. Da, 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 da. Man, I'm so far back.
Hey guys, let me ask you: are you enjoying this format where we're throwing out a house wash, a concrete wash, giving all the specs, answering all the questions, and all of us kind of deciding on our own what our pricing strategy might bring us to, what the final price might be? Are you enjoying this? It's a little different than what we're used to doing.
Let's see.
Question for Jeremy. With 2 applications of Cleansol BC, roughly how many square feet of coverage might you get per gallon? Good gosh. Then how often have you had success by not scrubbing? I think that's the easier question right there. The latter part.
So let's get total transparent here. I have done 1 oxidation removal job. And it was enough for me to know that I never wanted to do it again. Surely for the fact it turned out fine, turned out great. They were happy. It was a new homeowner who moved from Michigan down here. The house had been Zorro'd up by somebody in one section. And anyways, I mixed this. I took 1 gallon of Cleansol, diluted it into 3 gallons of water, and downstreamed. And I did, I want to say that was, you think you got 4 gallons of it right there that you're downstreaming. So you can wash a 1,500 square foot house with 4 gallons of bleach. So I used that section. I think it was about 750 square feet of wall, somewhere around there, because it was like a wall and a half, like around a corner. So we did that and sprayed it on, downstreamed it on, did the dwell time, kept it, missed it, put another application on, dwelled it, kept it, missed it, because you can dilute that. And I went through with, this is what I did. I don't have any X-Jets or anything like that, but I've got like a 3 to 7 gallon a minute M5 twist that I run on my 10 gallon. And that'll give me about 800 PSI, 750, 800, somewhere in that area. And I just went through with about a 3-foot wand. This was on a 2-story house, and I just went through and rinsed it off. I didn't brush a thing, and it came out great. It came out good enough that they were happy. Great. I don't know if I'd say great. Came out better. Didn't look bad, so maybe it was great, but they were happy. I was happy. They paid me, and I left. And I said, I'm never going to do. I did oxidation on my house, but I said, I'm never doing oxidation again on another house. And I only did mine in preparation to paint because it's hardy board.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Yeah. I never even filmed it.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you for joining us. We're glad you're with us tonight.
Yes,
Danny Salyer said something. Let me go back here.
Danny Salyer says a lot.
Yeah, he does. He says it helps with making schedule. And he's talking about in-person estimates. It helps with making schedule and what I will be doing with no surprises. 100%. You are not wrong. You are not wrong. Jeremy, when you built your 6.5 GPM machine, I've always wanted to ask you this question. What size buffer tank did you have?
55.
Nice.
55.
I'm going to, hey, Gregory, I'm going to put it in the comment section here for you.
Oh, the house.
Gregory Hicks, you see it in the comment section, finprint.com, fin-print.com.
Here's a good one. I've seen this right here. I don't, Norm, I've had people volunteer to send me pictures, and I'll say, sure, yeah, send them.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's an inconvenience. If they're older, then maybe, but most people who are, I would say 60 and under, are just about tech savvy enough to take a picture and send it to someone.
Mm-hmm.
So, they
Joe
send
Deere,
them grandbaby pictures.
Joe Deary requires it. Joe
Yeah.
Deary has every customer send pictures of their house.
Yeah.
I was going to ask a question or say something, and then it just left me.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I was going to give a story. So here's an interesting one. We're talking about customers sending pictures. Does it change the price? So a lady asked me if I would wash her pool deck. Now I know the neighborhood and I know how big the pools are in this neighborhood, and they're not very big. But when I asked for her address so I could measure it, the pool is too new. Elon hasn't updated the pictures yet on Google Earth. And so I gave her a price. And I would have been happy to wash it for that price. She then, this just happened yesterday or last week, and I washed it today. She says, it's bigger than you think. So apparently the price wasn't high enough for her, Jeremy. She said, it's bigger than you think. And so she sent me a picture. So what did I do? I raised the price. I said, well, how about this? And she said, okay, that'll do. So it was a small pool area. I hope I'm not lacking integrity there, but she wanted a higher price, daggone it.
Well,
there's a place I call, I'm sorry, I just about said something. I'll text you later. Oh, we're getting ready to pray, or I'd tell you, brother. I'm sorry.
That's good.
I gotta text him right now. Hold on a second.
We need to get our buddy Scott Blair on here sometime. This man's been around. Scott, how long you been around? Since 92, 91, 90 something, right? It's been a minute. Scott's got 400 houses per year on schedules, and the prices are locked in.
Fantastic.
Let me tell you, when you see Scott's rig, Scott's doing something right. He's got it figured out.
I love it, Scott Blair. That's awesome, bro.
That's Kentucky boy right there.
Yes, sir. Scott, when do you do the in-person estimates? I'm interested. When do you do them? If you're doing 400, that means you're fluid about doing it. You're not haphazard, man. You've got a system down. It's impressive, and I don't even know what it is.
Well, I would imagine the repeats are not getting in-person estimates.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
in fact, when I sent out my text this year, my text blast, and all the repeats, obviously the repeats, I never even went out and saw any of the jobs. I just sent them. I pretty much sent them what we did last year, like house wash, boom. Or if I text them like, hey, we want House of Windows, then boom, that's what I did.
Mm. Colton says, I gave a remote quote from pictures sent from a customer, ended up responding to my price. We've spent too much money this month. Well, sometimes they save you a hassle. As my pastor says, no is an answer. We not always get the answer we want, but no is an answer, and they might be saving you more than you know.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So we're rounding we're getting close to the top of the hour here.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and throw out that number if you want.
Let me throw mine out.
Okay.
Let me say here. For a total, where'd I be at on a total wash if this customer called me for everything that you did? And I'm not going to price it like a repeat.
Right.
Everything under the sun, I'm coming in around $4,500.
Okay.
I'll break it down. $725 on that driveway, about $700 on the house, $1,950 on the roof, $200 on the guest house, then $300 on the pool area, $100 for the deck. So $200 for the deck, patio, and pavers.
I think something else that you might want to factor in when you talk about.
I'm gonna say the window cleaning. I'm figuring a little over $300, like $350.
Okay. Now, only the windows on the house were washed, not the garage, not the guest quarters.
There's like 30 some windows.
Okay.
I counted the windows.
Oh, good.
There's close to 30 windows. It's like
20.
There's like 26 or 8 windows.
And there are no windows on that left side, just so you know.
Okay. Well, then I'm thinking I'm thinking that, yeah, I mean, I'm still going to be about $10 a window.
Okay, I'll give you my numbers here. Let's just go through this once again. Roof wash, house wash, window wash. Guest house, guest roof, concrete driveway and walkway, patio, deck, pool cover. I washed the furniture. There's a couple of things that I washed, a couple of rocks on there.
Yeah.
And it's a repeat customer because I did factor that in.
Yeah.
I did factor that in. You didn't, but I did. Factored that in. This is the third or fourth time I've washed for these people. For me, that means something.
Sure.
Okay. I came in, and I'm putting this into my calculator right now because I want to break down some things for you. I came in at 3,225 plus tax of 6.5%. I'm not counting that in. 6,225.
My 45 was with tax.
Okay.
So about 4-ish.
Okay. 3,225. Okay, so guys, you hear that? 3,225. That was the final total for me. Now we're going to do a few things. I gave Brian asked for $275, so minus $275 for the window cleaning. That comes up to $2,950. $2,950. Now I get 64%. My exclusively fresh guys will know what I'm talking about here because we break this down. On average, I'm at 64% profit. So we're going to say minus 36%. And that comes up to my total was $1,888 is what I made. I'm going to say, and this is just for round numbers. I'm going to say, well, actually, it won't be a round number. I said I was there for 6.5 hours. We're going to say 5.5. We're going to take away 30 minutes for my lunch, and then 30 minutes for the videoing, though it was much more than that. But I'm just, okay, so divided rather by 5.5. That comes up to $343 an hour after expenses. Profit, $343. I felt pretty good about it.
Nothing to complain about.
Nothing to complain about. I wish that were every day. It's not. Wish it were.
Yeah.
If you're an exclusively Fresh member in the Fresh Besties or Fresh Family tiers, we will be breaking down all of these numbers. We will talk about our customer rating. We'll rate the customer. We will talk about our profit and loss margin. I already told you, 64%. I already told you that. We will talk about retained earnings, expenses, taxes, and all the way from our insurance, both liability insurance and truck insurance. We'll break all of that down.
Nice.
Now, why are we praying for Vin? Chris Carter says, I'm praying for Vin.
I don't see it.
Down another job. Okay, here we go. Vin says, had to turn down another job today when I need to be able to do the work. Okay.
What do you mean by that? I wonder.
Too busy?
You're too busy?
I'm thinking you have another job. Is that right?
Yeah. Maybe. Elijah, I seen a comment. How much on the main house? I said I priced this main house. I'm factoring they ain't a lot of washing in the front, brother. It's just straight soffit gutters.
There's no washing. Jeremy, there's no washing on the left side either. It's all soffit on the left.
Yeah.
No windows.
I said $700. Honestly, you could probably get by cheaper than that. I mean, this house ain't going to take an hour.
Right. It's not.
What, an hour maybe? I mean, I think you could do it for 600 and still be happy. But I said 720. If it was a repeat, it might be 600. If I can lock
Scott
them in.
Blair says, question, am I the only one with daily quota total? No, sir. I have a daily quota myself.
Yeah, Scott. Hey, Scott, you care to share what that is? I got one too.
Brian Bellamy says, I think 700 good for the house.
Yeah. Yeah, I also seen, I think Brian said something, he thought 300 was a little low on the windows, but my thought process is I've washed the house, so I've washed the windows, the heavy, a lot of the heavy stuff off the windows. So pretty much I'm going back with a water fed, light brush, quick rinse. So I feel like washing has done all the heavy, a lot of the heavy off of it, especially knowing that it gets washed every year.
Exactly.
Yeah, where was that at there?
And by the way, Brian, when Brian washes for me, I have a feeling that he gives me a discount. So I'm not sliding him on his prices there. Now it's made up in other ways. I've bought a few meals over the years, but yeah, I think he gives me a little bit of discount. He'll be washing for me on Friday at a large house.
Nice.
All right, we have rounded the top of the hour.
Like that. Scott says 2,500.
Now I'm gonna throw this one up here. Anthony says price is more than fair. I want to also, in addition to that, Anthony, say, and I think Anthony would agree with me, price isn't everything. And we've been talking a lot about price lately, but I will tell you this, and I'm going to ruin my exclusively Fresh members because by saying this, because tomorrow this is what their fresh manna is about. But really, customer satisfaction should be your main goal. Customer satisfaction should be your main goal. Because if price is your why, you'll end up being disappointed more often than not. But if solving a problem is your goal, then I promise you will be a happy camper. So an entrepreneur is this. An entrepreneur is someone who looks out there, searches for a problem. That's two things. Looking for a problem, looking out there, finding the problem, solving the problem. That's what an entrepreneur is. Looking for a problem, finding a problem, solving the problem. And if that is your goal, then you're going to have lots of work. But if your goal is to make lots of money, you're going to be disappointed, your family's going to be disappointed, and you're going to struggle in this thing called pressure washing. Now that's generally speaking. There are guys out there who are making that kind of money every single day, and they'll say, "Mike, you're crazy. There's money hand over fist." I'm speaking generally here. That if you get into pressure washing and say, "My goal is to make a lot of money," that's probably not a good way. That's not a good business plan. Not in a service. Remember, we're in service industry. If you're in the money industry, then you're a banker. Yeah. But we're in service industry. So serving people is how you make money.
Some people don't factor in or think about like that lifetime value of the customer.
Lifetime value.
Yeah. It's huge. It's a good one. Think about it.
All right, guys.
Exactly. Why is Chick-fil-A so good? Right?
Ooh, good point.
It's customer satisfaction. It's it. Their footprint is nowhere near nothing like McDonald's. But yet, God, what was that I heard about them? The comparison there. I heard about a week or two ago. Did you share that, or did I hear that on a podcast?
You may have heard that.
Yeah, I think I did hear it. But anyways, it's like I guess like their profits is way, way, way better. So I have to see if I can find that. I've heard some good stuff the last few days. I got these new earbuds, and man, I've just been jamming.
It has truly changed everything about you, bro. Look at you.
I know. Look at me. I'm super fly.
You're a new man.
I am.
You're a new man. I don't even know you anymore.
I don't even know me. Why am I even here?
Chris Carter said, that's God's chicken. No, brother. Let me tell you, that may be God's chicken.
That's right, Chris.
Okay, but there's one place, there's one area in life where I ain't a Christian, and that's with my chicken. I'm all about the Popeyes.
Mike grew up on the other side of the tracks.
And I'm a connoisseur of fine chicken sandwiches, and Popeyes has your God's chicken like totally beat. Totally.
Hey, I ain't even lying, man. I like some Popeyes chicken. But I'll tell you what, man, that old Chicken from Burger King, that's pretty good too.
Chicken?
You gotta get your Chicken.
I'll have to look into that.
Yeah, it's not bad, man. Not bad for that style restaurant.
Popeyes is a little on the expensive side. I ain't gonna lie. I don't think it's any more than Chick-fil-A.
How many Popeye sandwiches could you buy after that profit today?
Two. I think two, maybe 2.5 if I got a coupon.
Yeah. Got to get them. Oh.
You're right about that. You're right about that.
I love the nugs, man. We went. I did. Them stupid dog. Someone cracked the door. Lost her mind.
Did you see this one here?
I did. Yep. Yes, sir. Well, as we rounded out here, man, we've held everyone over about 11 minutes. I hope everyone found this valuable. had a good time. If you did find it valuable, you'd like to contribute to the podcast, you can do so by looking at the bottom of the screen. Donate to either or, me or Mike, goes the same place.
Mm-hmm.
But we appreciate it. Appreciate y'all coming through. Is there any prayer requests tonight?
Well, we're going to pray for Brandon Smith.
Yeah.
Pray for him and his family.
Yeah. Pray for Brandon. Let's see who else. Anyone else? Yeah. All right. Hey, this man knows what it is.
Yeah, he is. I saw that.
He knows, son. He knows it. I had that tonight on the way to the house.
Yeah.
That's where it's at. The sauce is.
Ain't gonna lie.
All right. Let's go to the Lord in prayer.
Let's do it.
Heavenly Father, Lord God, we thank you for the opportunity to gather here tonight and fellowship, Lord, with our friends, Lord. We just give you praise and thanks for just being in America, Lord, being in the country of the land of the free, the brave, Lord, for allowing us to have the opportunity to be entrepreneurs, to have a business, Lord, to go out and provide for our families, for ourselves, Lord. We thank you for your son, Jesus, most importantly, Lord. We thank you for the ultimate sacrifice that he gave his life for us, that, that we may believe through him that we can have everlasting life, Lord. I pray for each one throughout the week, Lord, for safety, a hedge of protection. I pray for guidance for each and every one of us, Lord, that we'll just be mindful, that we'll have our eyes open and our ears open, and we'll just listen to your word, listen to your steps, Lord, and just give you praise and glory in all things that we do. Lead us, guide us, direct us. And also, Lord, I pray for my brother Brandon, and I pray for all those who may have a prayer request but did not speak of it. So I pray for those unspoken. We thank you for your son, Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
All right,
God bless you.
Appreciate it. See y'all.